rounding the turn. You know, all they want to talk about is COVID. By the way, on November 4th, you won't be hearing so much about it. COVID.
Saturday, Donald Trump said that COVID-19 count wasn't really going up. Everything was leveling out. He suggested the doctors were inflating the numbers. Catch this, because doctors get more money.
Some grim news that broke on Friday, which I think will actually have some big impact on the presidential campaign. The United States set a daily record for coronavirus cases with 83,000 cases 2 days in a row, which means that the rolling 7-day average could increase. That beat the previous record from July of 77,300 cases, and it continued to go upward. We don't know what the case load is yet for Monday, and there's usually a reporting lag over the weekend. However, what it does show, and we'll show the map up there as well, because I thought this is particularly important, is you can see that the red flares and counties where they've increased as well, along with the Trump rally and more, is all within the upper Midwestern region. So the important part to understand is if you overlaid the increase in coronavirus cases, it would actually look quite similar to the battleground map, which is that the red is all the way up there throughout the industrial Midwest and hitting rural America, and continues to have mini flares and others on the East Coast and then throughout the South. And so I'm not saying this is because of the Trump campaign rallies or anything, but it just is inconvenient, so to speak, for Trump that you can actually see in general a correlation between increased support for Joe Biden and rising coronavirus, because he is so much more trusted on the issue than the president is.
Yeah, and I think it's important to lay on a little bit more of the data, because obviously the president always said, oh, there's more testing. That's why we have more cases. That is part of the story. But you also have hospitalizations up 40% over the last month. You have 41,000 people hospitalized right now for coronavirus. Part of what you point out is so important, that it is hitting rural America in particular really hard right now. So a lot of hospitals are starting to say we may have to ration care. There's a big story over the weekend. Utah is they told the Salt Lake Tribune that they are telling the governor, the hospitals there, that they may have to ration care if trends continue in this direction, and they say they have no reason to think that it would do otherwise. You already have places like Kansas City, Missouri, where medical centers had to turn away ambulances. This is from the New York Times, because they had no room for patients. In Idaho, hospital that was 99% full warned last week it may have to transfer coronavirus patients to hospitals as far away as Seattle and Portland, Oregon. So look, doctors are doing a better job. They've learned a lot about how to treat this illness, to how to treat this disease. The death rate has gone down. There's good news, like young children do not seem to be significant spreaders, which indicates to me that, yes, we should really be looking at opening up elementary schools right now. But the majority of the country that says the worst is yet to come, you look at numbers like this and you think that they're right. You also have, and this is again a massive, significant, but also political story, 5 members now of Vice President Mike Pence's team have tested positive for coronavirus. Mike Pence, Saagar, of course, being the head of the coronavirus task force. So yet again, one more reminder of who took this thing seriously and who did not. And look, he's still out there campaigning. That's their choice to make. People have made a lot of choices during this pandemic about what activities and what political activities in particular they think is worth taking the risk for. But as a matter of politics, you're once again sending the message to people with the visuals of that, with the strategy of that, that you don't really take this thing that seriously.